Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me on this wonderful Hip Kit Monday using our June kit for 2014. So right now I'm just taking some washi tape and just taping down the layout just to make sure it doesn't go out of frame. That's really not part of the actual design. So here I'm starting with kind of a blank canvas, but I still wanted to have some dimension or even texture, if you want to call it that, to the layout, which is why I really love this photo, because it still works as a blank canvas and allows me to basically make my own design and change up the paper completely, which is exactly what I'm doing here. I'm taking some SEI tulip sprays and just kind of giving it this little drippy look coming from the photo, going from black and white to color. And the reason I chose to use a black and white photo was because I knew in New York I was really inspired by everything. There's so much color, so much light, so many people of all different backgrounds, and I really wanted to use something black and white to draw your eye to it, because I knew I was going to add all these crazy colors around the photo. So here I'm just adding, kind of like this color of splash that comes from black and white, and then New York explodes into all these super fun colors from all the people that live there and visit there on a daily basis. So that's what the color portion there is for. Then I'm just taking some leftover scraps from Websters and October Afternoon papers here, and I'm just going to build a little bit of a layer with a hint of color, since really the colors in this layout are going to come from the embellishments that I decide to use. So again, I'm just taking some leftover scraps and creating just a little bit of a layer behind the photo to also give it a little bit more pattern and not so plain. So I'm going to map my photo just on some white cardstock. I just wanted it to stand out a little bit more, and again, just adding something as simple as a mat gives your project an extra layer, which you guys know me, the more layers the better. Simple or not, it's still a layer. So I'm going to be adhering these down. You guys know I like to staple everything. It's just so much easier. I decided I need to cut that down a little bit as well. So now I have the composition of where I want the photo, and pretty soon here I'm actually going to start to build around the photo with the embellishments and basically the heart of the layout. And I just love the composition of this page with it being a circle, because it really helps to guide, even dictate the composition of everything. And here I'm using an Elle Studio stamp just to again add a hint of texture inside that circle, since that's my main focus, is all this crazy chaotic stuff going inside the circle, just as New York City is super crazy and chaotic. And so that's what I'm doing here, and adding a little bit of splash of yellow with the distress ink. And essentially now I'm really going to start with a title, and as you guys know, this was my New York City trip, so I'm going to be calling this New York. And I also love these letters from the sticker sheet here, because it kind of pulls out that pink behind the photo. And I try and do titles backwards just to make sure they will fit exactly where I want them to be placed. So this sticker sheet is really fun. There's a lot to work with on it. And then I'm going to be taking these stickers and just adding the year. I'm never really super specific with actual dates, but as far as the year goes, that is kind of important to me to have on the layout. So I like that because it's subtle, yet it still adds a different shape and texture to the layout. And this is really cool because I think this actual sticker is some kind of picture of New York, and I just thought that was awesome, as I'm placing down an awesome sticker right under the date. And then I'm going to be adding this today, and that today to me looks like the Brooklyn Bridge in New York City, and I could be wrong, but either way, I think it works really well on the layout. And I'm just adding little bits and pieces of stickers and embellishments. Again, creating this fun composition within the circle. And these are October Afternoon chipboard arrows, and again, I love to work with chipboard because it's just a little bit of a raised texture, and the arrows kind of help dictate your eye as well. So I have one at the top to kind of get your eye to read new, and then two on York to bring your eye down. And I have a little Elle Studio wooden veneer there that I'm adding, and some little Studio Calico stars and chipboard. And of course, at some point on this layout, I'm definitely going to need to add some journaling, especially I have so much to document about this trip. And I end up adding this in the top right corner. And I'm just going to place that down. Again, that's an Elle Studio veneer, and I love it. It's really great quality and adds another texture. So now I'm just taking this Elle Studio little lined paper sheet that we got in our kit, and I'm going to journal on it. I like having lines as I like my journaling to be straight. So I'm going to take my washi tape off, since that really wasn't part of the design, just to hold the layout down so it wouldn't go off frame. And essentially I'm just going to journal a little bit about my journey through New York City and how much I enjoyed being there and how much I'm already missing the city like crazy. And I just had wonderful memories there with my cousin, and I cannot wait to go back in the winter and spend some more time there. So just journaling down. I'm not worrying about my handwriting being perfect. I don't look for perfection or really strive for it in my art. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy my layout.